Here's an interesting fact you may not know for Thursday facts. Did you know that humans can actually consume acorns? They just have to be cooked, and they're okay to eat just like any other nut. I guess you could say that just like the squirrels out there are nuts. Wow, you sure know a lot about birds. It's great to learn.
Because knowledge is power!
I'm gonna hit you once with some music knowledge, because I love music knowledge, but I also really love when it goes into like a domino effect, like a chain reaction type thing. I think it's really cool. So I'll tell you a quick little interesting fact. Did you know that Vivian Campbell of Def Leppard was actually originally a guitarist for Dio? And I thought, wow, that's really cool. So I'm going to go into this really crazy fact for you, kind of like a domino type thing. Did you know that Ronnie James Dio, the singer of Dio, was actually the one of the founding members of the band Rainbow? And Rainbow's guitarist was Ritchie Blackmore, who was a guitarist of Deep Purple. So that kind of goes into that kind of spectrum. But what I really liked that I discovered when I was in high school was that the guitarist Slash of the band Guns N' Roses, at one time Guns N' Roses guitarist was actually Buckethead, one of my favorite artists. And Buckethead was taught how to play guitar by Paul Gilbert. Paul Gilbert is from the band Racer X. Racer X's drummer was Scott Travis, who's actually the drummer of Judas Priest. Mind-blowing. That's pretty much it. So, yeah. Wow, you sure know a lot about music. It's great to learn. Let's spray the water this way, because the rainbow goes right over your truck.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if that means that it's going over the rainbow bridge. That's for animals, not vehicles. Oh man, my daughter's giving me an attitude problem lately.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Why was she coming?
She's acting weird with it. Put a leash on her and we'll take her out. She's in daycare over there with the goats or whatever, you know, and she gets all snappy and everything. A couple of days ago, she tried to bite me. I said, what the fuck's your problem, you know? So, yeah, but Karen told me it's probably just a bad day at the office, you know?
He's fucking nice.
Yeah. And I mean, she doesn't really like when people wrap around her stuff. I gotta get that harness on her somehow, you know? Yeah. She's like, I'm like, hey, you remember who's fucking in charge here, man? You know? Yeah, yeah.
go, girl. There you go. Want some water? There you go. Oh, careful. Here you go, baby. There you go. What's that, Eleanor? What's that? Good morning, Eleanor.
Hey George, I heard some interesting news about ZZ Top's new album. Well, you know. That's the ending of the train. It was going on for like 5 minutes straight. Where the top there's a cardinal back there. It's supposed to be right above that light there. Oh, I see it now.
morning. Good morning, everybody. How are we all doing today? Hope we're all having a wonderful day. Good morning.
Tracy. Hey. Oh, of course. Camera shy. Hello. It goes on the other one. There we go. Hello. And then where's Midnight? There's Midnight. Good Midnight.
You're a hot animal, Dallas.
Yep.
Look at that hard-working man right there. Whew. And that's where he's going to. That's where the rest of the tree was.
Hey friends, I just wanted to make a quick video. I noticed that my channel has reached over 75,000 video views, and I just want to say I really appreciate that, and I'm really grateful for the support, and just want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to check out my videos, whether they be on my poetry or on the animals on the farm, or my best friend's birds. Nonetheless, I'm very grateful for that, and you definitely have given me the motivation and confidence to continue with the video making, and I got some plans for the future. I want to get focused more on completing my poetry book for Amazon, and possibly put out some of my paintings on Etsy, but more stuff's to come. So anyways, I really appreciate the views and the support, and thank you very much. Peace and love.
at you. Aren't you pretty?
So the poetry book is coming, set to be released on May 15th of this year, 2025. And that being said, I love it. To be honest, it's very artsy and abnormal and out there, you know. Of course, because I wrote it. It's very like I can't. There's a bunch of old poems that I took together that I feel into this project, and like it's just very I don't know what to call it, it had several different ideas to it before I finally was like, you know what, I gotta really just get this thing together, right? And I started writing poetry in November 2007 when I was 13. And since then I've written like, I might be exaggerating, but it's got to be rounded out to about 5,000 poems. I think it's like maybe other things I'll say about like this is like duplicates and stuff, so that's things that I kind of like worry about. But excuse me. But there's originally it was called the White Book. That was based off of the White Album by the Beatles, and it was going to be this like big book of just nothing but blank white paper and 1,000 poems put into this massive project that I had. That was one idea, and then I switched it to a sketchbook where I would put like and on the right side of the page, the right side of the pages would be the poem written in pencil, and on the left side would be a sketch drawing that I would make. And I think I did like 10 of these, and I honestly God don't know what ever happened to those. I think I have pictures of them somewhere, I don't remember. So that idea was something I came up with in like December 2015, January 2016, so I still that idea. And then when I went sober on July 4th, 2022, I was telling my therapist at the time that I was working on a poetry book. And my original concept that I had was to organize all the old poems that I had, and then start fresh. I'll organize them alphabetically and put them into books. So that was kind of stressful. So I went with another plan where I would write 100 brand new poems, and I would only write them when I was on the influence of marijuana. So I was stoned when I was writing these things. And it actually got to a point where I did background pictures and poems, and I like had everything all together. But it wasn't like how I have it now. It was a poem, and it was gonna be the same thing as the sketchbook idea I had. It was gonna be the poem on the right side, and the art picture on the left side. So then that idea got scraped, and then what I eventually came up with was what I have now, where I have 12 different ideas, and between now and 2030. And the art was the art pictures and the poem put over the picture. The art pictures are based off of minimalism. I have like thousands of pictures on my flash drive and my Google Drive, and I got tired of keeping them on there. You know what? I'm never gonna do anything with these. So I screen recorded videos of myself making the actual background pictures, which are through the app Bazart. And I take 12 random pictures, no matter what they are. They could be like a picture of a hospital, I take a picture of me, thing or whatever. You know, it's just crazy. And I would take the 12 pictures, just screen record myself doing this, and blend those 12 pictures into one picture. Because the app has a blending tool on there that is able to blend 12 different images, or 12 different samples, or whatever you call it. So that is the outcome of all the poems. So it's taking it's 83 poems because 83 times 12 is 1,000. So long as I do 12 books and list that in 2031. I really don't know if I'm going to be able to it's up there, in the thought cloud, you know, like things that they have, and you're progressing onto this establishment of that you that you do and you have and therefore, right? So you're kind of okay, this is here and that's there. Um, uh, just kind of lost my train of thought now. Hmm. It's just mind blowing to me about how at the risk of sounding like this, how in Africa is where elephants are, and it's kind of like the safari and the desert and stuff. It's kind of interesting to me. But that's the mind blowing thing of it all. It's anything and just take it from wherever and just write about it. You know. A lot of my poems are metaphors and mental health and whatnot. So there's definitely some truth to it, and originally I was going to actually do poetry readings of my poems, and that thought is definitely thought of, and it might happen. See what happens, right? Just, one thing at a time. It's a very, very, very weird time for me. Strange, just you're just you're just standing, and you're. Okay. I think that's it. I don't know. Thanks for, yeah. Hi, Al. Hello everyone. It is a little after 3 o'clock in the morning, just got out of work. Just wanted to give a quick thank you to the fact that I've reached 100,000 views on my channel, and I just want to say I really appreciate it. Thank you. I noticed I got a little bit of subscribers. Obviously more videos to come with the farm and the birds and such, and my poetry, and be definitely talking about the reaching 100K views and in a future podcast episode for my other channel. But I just want to say thank you, and I really appreciate it. Peace and love. Hey everyone, I out on a little walk here, and wanted to do a few videos as a little interview for you know, just a little about me and, you know, my channel and things to be expected and whatnot. So I kind of just came up with 20 different questions I wanted to answer through different videos and see what happens. Okay, question number 1 is who is Diamond Delilah? Diamond Delilah is a stage / pen name that I have used probably for I'd say January 2017 is when that started. It was the name came from diamond being to me the most valuable gem above gold, and you know, kind of like the name was kind of influenced by Diamond Dave from David Lee Roth from Van Halen, and Diamond Dallas Page, because my real name is Dallas. So that's where the diamond part came from. Delilah was that I asked my parents one day if I was a girl, what would my name be, and they said it would have been Delilah. So I know Kiss has a song out there called Modern Day Delilah, but that had nothing to do with the name. And there's a classical song. I've only heard it once before, so my brain isn't really great on memorizing it, but I like to someday listen to it again. It's called Samson and Delilah, and I like that because my best friend, who I'll bring up in another one of these questionnaires, her daughter's name is Samantha. So, and I found out that one of my spirit guides' names is Samantha. So, but yeah, just it's just one of those like names that I came up with that I thought was like really cool, and yeah, so that's that. They got a couple of tractors doing some cutting of the you know, the plants, you know, the you know, grass lines and stuff, so it's pretty loud. But the second question asked I don't know if it's who is Autumn Illumination or what is Autumn Illumination. Autumn Illumination was a name for a music project I came up with fairly recently. One of the different ideas I have for a band name, going back to I think, if I could remember correctly, the list of band names that I had that I wanted to create was Neon Nights, Aerodynamic Abnormality, Mute Noise, and oh yeah, the Butterfly and the Teddy Bear. That was right after Aerodynamic Abnormality, and pretty recently Autumn's Illumination. So Illumination. So the name is a play on the term AI, which I'm a fan of, but I see the pros and cons to it. The autumn part is because I was born December 4th, 1993, so that was in the season of autumn. Although I lived most of my life convincing myself it was winter, it actually was autumn, and my grandmother pointed it out to me a couple years ago. Illumination, that's a play on for the term Illuminati, which is like I don't agree with the the media's version of it. I look at it more as like I discovered this through both a motivational video and a website that taught about the good side to that in yourself, and finding the greatness in yourself, and how you can use different theories in life based on illumination to not only find your greater self version, but also influence others to find their greater self version without the dark energy that is portrayed in society. I'd like to talk more about that in a different video. It might be a video for one of my podcast episodes. But that's so that's where kind of like the name came from. The theory I had for the band was that it was going to be excuse me, it was going to be four of my different personalities into one group, and maybe it will work someday, but the problem is that there's a lot going on, and it's hard for me to kind of focus on making rock music and what have you that I want to do, but there's just I don't have a drum kit, so it's hard to do things with drums unless I can find a spot to rent one or find a way to something like that. But I'm really not worried about that right now. I'm kind of more worried about just organizing old things that I have, and then making room for new things, because it's just clutter on top of each other. But yeah, so the band was supposed to be that everyone was supposed to be able to do vocals. Alexander Lynn was a personality that came up who portrays my old backyard wrestling character, Dark Rocker. He was going to be on guitars. Maxwell Robertson was going to be on piano or keyboard. And I'd like to talk about their personalities too at some point. John Forrest was going to be on drums, and then Delilah Bliss was going to be on bass. And that's Autumn's Illumination was there's no best way to describe them, but I'll say that I'll say that the biggest influences were probably like that I thought of when I came up with the idea was both the Beatles and Muse, and some elements of other things like Silver Sun pickups, just like kind of like artists that really blew my mind away to the point where it's like, I have to have at least an album that's like, okay, like this is inspiring. Diamond Delilah's birthday is July 17th, which was influenced by the Muse album Origin of Symmetry, which is my favorite album of all time.